Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Play Painted Live. Let's just do part two on where we stopped last night. Been a very late night. I had a delay to watch my boys tonight because tonight was back to school night for my wife's work. So I'm not able to hop on to paint until like just right now. In fact, the 3-year-old's still awake, so my wife is gonna try to get him down. She just got in a short while ago, so anyway, let's go ahead and just get this started. And I'm gonna be painting super fast, so apologies in advance because you know how fast we roll here. Now, it doesn't look like, with the amount of time I have left tonight, it doesn't look like I'm gonna get to really finish this crew, but you know, we'll get as far as we can, and just kind of take it from there. Okay, so you know, client said he's not in that big a hurry, so, but I just, you know me, I just like to push and see how far we can go in one night. So so tonight we're mostly going to be working on skin on this crew, but we'll be working on some other stuff along the way too. Okay, so anyways, with that, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So we're going to start with a base coat of heavy skin tone here. This is just a really great color. So yeah, we might have to, looks like our camera's in kind of tight tonight, which I can totally adjust. I can go back and adjust it, but for right now, let's just go ahead and get in there. So once again, this is the Bane crew from Batman Miniatures game. Got kind of the Dark Knight Rises Bane is, to me, he's very much like a Mad Max looking character. Really cool miniature, and fairly simple. I mean, he's a pretty simple color scheme, but he's gonna look awesome when he's done. I know I've been clowning the pose nonstop, but it's not because I hate the pose. It's just I don't know. It just reminds me of Julie Andrews, and so, you know, maybe that's maybe it's more my flaw than the miniature itself. But I do find it to be funny. Hey, look, some people hopped on. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the feed. Yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Nice to see you, JamJar34. I just came in from, I was watching so I was watching my boys, and while the little guy fell asleep and was working on the older guy, I was watching some of Dizzy Angel Demon's her painting feed, and she's painting a really cool like mouse sling for I forget the name of that game. Mice and Mystics, right? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Relic? Once again, welcome to everybody who's just hopping on. We're going to be working on mostly skin tones tonight. So we're going to kind of do this old school, or sort of old school, like old school GW style, doing skin. I already did the eyes last night, and you know, the eyes on these particular miniatures are really hard to make out. So if you're just seeing a bunch of dark spots where the eyes are, I don't blame you. I mean, the eyes are super tiny on these models. What's up, Relic? It's cool spelling of that. I think it's pronounced relic. I think it's relic, but I think you're spelling it a little more It's a word. A little more fey, elvish. This guy, man, this guy's a bit swolled up. But he's the little, he's like the mini Hulk. The fully roided Bane henchman, we got him coming up in a minute too. Uh-oh. Heard that baby wake up. This might be a very short feed. I have to go upstairs and help mom. Might be a very short feed, but we'll see. I had the boys all night, all evening, since I got home from work, because like I said, back to school night for her. And then tomorrow, I'm taking the day off to watch them again. So these boys are going to be really sick of dad by the time tomorrow afternoon rolls around. So you can see right now I'm just getting the base coat down for this heavy skin tone. And it provides just the undertone. It's weird, but he almost looks, to me, he looks like he has like extra muscles. You know, not just that they're big muscles, but they're extra. He has like extra sets of them or something. Let's work on this guy here. Who's kind of a luchador, if you ask me. So they have his mouth exposed. So paint his mouth. And yeah, this guy's he's just rocked out, man. You gotta really be concerned about guys whose biceps are bigger than their heads. I should totally buy this model and run him as my my regular catalyst in my Guild Ball Alchemist team that I want to build. That might be kind of fun. Instead of not that Catalyst is actually a pretty cool mini, but this would look pretty cool too. So we're just going to get a base coat down here. Looks like the green from last night turned out pretty sharp. You know, I did an airbrush green, highlighted it, and then hit it with an ink. And I'm sure it looks solid green to you guys on screen. But I assure you there is some work done on it. I'm probably going to have to highlight it again if I really want the highlights to stick out. Again, not a big deal for me. Main thing for me is I want to get the skin totally covered here. There. That's a lot of steroids, people. Guy's juicing hard. All right. Now we're going to get Ted Hunter, aka Cletus, as I've been calling him. Yeah, let's just see how far I can actually get with these. It's going to be a fairly basic paint job, but I think it should look pretty good after all said and done. Cletus, looking mighty fine in them jeans. There we go again. I don't know why Cletus always thinks you're looking mighty fine in them jeans, but it's just how he feels. And he's got to tell you about it. If you are looking mighty fine in them jeans, he's going to let you know that you are, in fact, looking mighty fine in them jeans. It's weird how that joint, his arm sits as a cut joint there. It's really weird. I guess if you're juicing, like I'm assuming pretty much all the Bane guys juice, you know, your muscles will look weird from time to time. It's a classic GW style. Paint the base coat in first. And because these are dudes, the skin schemes aren't. I don't approach male skin with nearly the level of complexity that I approach female skin. And it has to do with more the idea that the features on male models, the musculature and all that, is just so exaggerated that you know, a basic color scheme is going to work out with highlights. It's going to work out just fine. There's just so much definition sculpt wise. Oh, I didn't even dot this guy's eyes in. I better go do that. Did not even dot his eyes in. Hold on. Let's go get Mr. Tamahek. He's going to be looking at us. What's he going to say? I have no idea. But he will be looking at us. I'm going to come in the other way. There we go. Okay. Now we can continue to paint him in. The way his head is tilted, incorrectly, I should say. There's such an expressiveness about it. He's sort of like the way he's swinging these ice axes. Kind of like, eh. Don't want to call him a hipster or anything, but he does. I mean, there's a little bit of attitude there, just the way his head's tilted. Like, fine, I'll cut your throat with my ice axes. I just can't believe. Maybe they put the maybe they just cut the mold incorrectly. Like maybe his head should have been tilted in the other way. It just looks so weird tilted this way. Like what is he? Hey guys. Like he's just real, almost like Eeyore type. Fine. I don't know. Just weird looking. But what do I know? And you got McGregor here. He's kind of rad. McGregor. Actually, really nice sculpt. This guy looks like he could be taking on Batman sidekicks and that kind of stuff. You know, maybe even at least give Batman a good 5 or 6 minute fight. I wouldn't expect him to win it, but you know, I think McGregor could perform admirably fighting against the Caped Crusader. Painting way too much of that hand. Okay. And then finally I got, what's his name over there? Dallas with the, he's got African skin. So we're just going to, let me go in, grab a more chocolate brown, which I should have plenty of options here. As I say, without being able to find one of them. Like a chocolate brown. And then we just tone this upwards using a heavy skin tone. I mean, honestly, it's just a lot of, once you're done with the main colors, you blocked out the main colors and you're painting faces and skin, there's not, you know, the rest of it is just kind of painting the base details of the model itself. This guy, the main challenge is I can't, with him already assembled, I can't do the best job getting around his eyes and his face. But we're doing okay. We're making it work. See? The other thing I should point out is this guy's, I believe, his pants were actually orange in the studio art. And right now it looks like I'm just painting kind of US Ariadne for night models. For those of you who are Infinity fans. It's kind of what this reminds me of. This is quite a good henchman though, Dallas. Anybody with an assault rifle is going to be fairly good. You just have to protect them long enough to be able to use it once, and you know, if you're doing a really good job, you might even be able to use it twice. Okay. So there's the base coats of the flesh. Let those dry for a second. Let's work on this dude here. He needs like an Iraqi sand type highlight. So let me see what I can find. It's kind of like Iraqi sand. This is not bad, this dirty bone. This will work. Oh, you're painting Infinity. Cool. Infinity is one of my favorite ranges to paint. I just never really got into the game. I still need to sell my Infinity, my Aleph. I still have a bunch of stuff I need to sell. You know, once I'm done with these larger jobs, maybe I can settle down and start putting stuff back up on eBay, because I need to sell my Infinity Army. I want to put a Malifaux crew up there. What else do I have? Maybe some chibi stuff, some Ninja All-Star stuff. Put that on there. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just doing a really fine edge highlight on this model, just so you can kind of see what's going on with him. He looks like a Mercs model to me. Like, suddenly I'm inspired to get a Mercs crew and finally play that game because of this guy who, you know, for the most part, I should pretty much hate his aesthetics with how I normally like to choose stuff. Like this whole boxy look, in theory, I hate. But it's looking pretty good here, so maybe I'm wrong about boxy. Maybe you can actually get a couple of nice minis that kind of have a boxy appearance to their armor. I'm just not a fan of it. In theory, anyway. Now, I don't know much about the technology that's in these suits. Like, are they supposed to be highly camouflaged or highly invisible or anything like that? I don't know. Can tell you that, though, that this guy, he is not messing around. He can't wait to shove his waffle cone knee pads into the back of your neck. See those waffle cone knee pads? See those? Okay. Looking pretty good. Now that I have this highlight kind of forming, might actually want to highlight one more time with white. You know, just a final, just to put as fine a point on it as possible. Just do a little bit of white, just a little bit. I don't want to desaturate the model with like too much white, but I want enough on there so that, you know, you can actually make out the true form of the model by how the light is bouncing off the model. So if it really is a good sculpt, you should be able to pick that up, even with kind of how busy the model is inherently, just because of all the pads and all the equipment, the special equipment. He's got little straps running underneath his legs. Like, I don't envy this guy. Guy's just got a lot going on, is all I'm saying. All I am saying. But he does look cool. He does look paramilitary. Go ahead and set him aside for now. So now we're gonna hold on. First off, I'm gonna take a bite of a cookie. This is very important to the procedure. Hey, what's up, Blake Wolf? I'm going to turn him a little bit. And so now I'm going to go super old school. And we're going to go Reikland's Flesh Shade. Which I used to hate. I used to hate Reikland's Flesh Shade, but ever since it came out in a gloss, I like it now. Because it does cool stuff. So I'm liking it. So now I know I got too much on there right now, but that's okay. This is kind of like par for the course or Citadel. Citadel glazes like that. Okay. We'll let that dry. Definitely be more evident on this dude. Because he is the swollenness. This guy is, he is Jack Link's beef jerky. That is some swollenness. Look at that. Look at him go. Right? Yeah, that's a lot of swole. Okay. Then we'll move on to super swole, this guy. And we're just going to provide a shade for all that musculature. I like how this isn't as orange. This Reikland's Flesh Shade isn't as orange as like sometimes P3 Flesh Wash. If you don't thin it out enough, it will look super orange. This doesn't look too bad. I think we're going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come back in and make it look good. Do Cletus here. We're also going to do some Nuln Oil on these, on all the dark areas, and even the green might see some Nuln Oil, or maybe not Nuln Oil, but like black ink glaze. Look at that guy. He's just so damn expressive. Look, guys, I'll use my ice axes. He's this guy sings in a quartet, is what I'm saying. Okay. And finally, Mr. McGregor. Ooh, his skin. That went on kind of weird. Keep an eye on that. Okay. All right. Let's get some black ink. Make ourselves a glaze out of it. That's black green ink. Wrong green. Purple. No. Gotta be in here. I have like 2 or 3 bottles of it rolling around there. That's gotta be it. There we go. Okay. All right, so we're gonna take some black ink and we're gonna mix that with some glaze medium. We're gonna start putting down some black on these models. So almost like 50-50 ink to glaze medium in this case. This guy's still drying right there. I like him a lot. He's cool. He can stay. Let's go with let's see. Bane he doesn't really have anything that's, well, I can do the mask. I can do this and it's probably not going to be enough to really give it the color that it needs, but it will help define it for when I do get around to painting it. See, that looks nice. It does look awful 40K-ish. But yeah. And then let's do that, right? And let's do his pants. His pants turned out a little the word I'm looking for. They're a little too black gray, not enough blue. So let's do Drakenhof Nightshade to bring some of the blue back, so that just so you know, he's wearing a pair of jeans essentially. There we go. So I know it looks super gray on camera, but it's definitely more of a blue. And this shade will help sell that idea. Hey, this is blue he's wearing. There we go. And then you get guys like this. You're going to get a lot of the black wash. It's going to help the bulletproof vest look correct. And then even, the hammer this guy's rocking look correct. So he's looking pretty good. We're just going to fix his flesh, and we're going to use more of this black ink glaze to kind of just further define his model. And the thing is, you don't necessarily want the black to tone. You're just filling in crevices. So if it's too heavy, come back in, obviously. and pull it out. Because you're working with a glaze, and glazes allow you to do stuff like that. But I think that's defining up really nicely. Yeah, yeah. That looks pretty good. Okay. Who else is next? Now I got to do orange there. His vest is going to be orange. The shirt here is going to be a lighter gray. And then all the detail around the vest is going to be pretty much the same color it currently is. And now I'm going to add a little bit of this black ink glaze to the face, kind of give him a slightly more sinister look. You know, we just need this guy to do his job and look menacing and chase Batman around for a game or two. These are things I'm sure he can help with, because he's roid henchman. When you're a roid henchman, you get it done. Looks like I haven't had a comment in a while. Everybody's everybody might still be wondering, like, what am I painting? Yeah, this is Roid Rage, Bane, Mercenary, or Henchman, sorry. It's just fully roided out, like, raw. Let's do Cletus. I forget to paint the stock of his gun. I will totally do that. But Cletus is actually really cool. Busy painting, but I'm thinking Bane has a bit more Fred Astaire singing in the rain than Julie Andrews. That's true, huh? Maybe I should have done that as the meme. More Fred Astaire. But I don't know, Julie Andrews is funnier. So I'm okay with what I went with. I'm cool with it. So now these models have a lot of washes drying on them. Let's put a little bit of gun stock on the gun stock, right? Put a little bit there. So Cletus looks like he's got a proper shotgun to force you to be his son-in-law. I think I'm already over in funds already in this group. Possibly. What color's Mohawk's Mohawk? Is it this color? Because it's about to be. Get it? Yeah, we're just gonna let's give him kind of a brown grayish Mohawk. And we'll get that I'll color the same thing on his beard. There. There we go. I'm not sure what the other sides of his weird axe things do. Like, why are they Y-shaped? What does that do exactly? This other tiny little nub on there. I just don't know. Is 1150 over the allowed amount? No, it's not. Not for a 350 point game. You need to you get up to 1500, and then don't forget there's certain models that have things like dirty money or whatever. I think Joker has that, and Talia al Ghul has a similar comic Talia, I should say. She has a similar rule where she actually raises the cap of funding in your crew when you take her. Another really good reason to take comic Talia. She's really awesome. So much that we're just waiting on to dry. They're looking pretty good, especially once we get the skin done on these. They're gonna look pretty awesome, I think. And it's, I'm sticking with a pretty basic paint style or paint job on these. Right? Right now, they're just kind of a soggy mess. They look like ice picks and hammers. Picks for grabbing ice as you climb. Hammer spade for gripping in loose snow. Oh, see, I'm glad somebody understands that because I'm just clueless. I was looking at those. I'm like, oh, those are just weird looking. No idea what they do. Whoa. It's not good. What? What? Uh, Okay, still here? Looks like it. All right. Sorry about that. Not really sure how long I'd been crashed. I'm probably talking about something. I think I was answering your question about funding, that you're good for 1,500 funding, and that there are certain characters that will give you rules like dirty money where you can actually go over 1,500, like Talia al Ghul, for example. Right? Anyway, so we're back. We're just letting things dry where they need to dry. So far, though, kind of liking this real simple black and green color scheme I've got going, without really much need to do anything else on these guys. I need a good flyer or climber. What kind of crew are you building again? Is it a Bane crew? Good flyer or climber, huh? I think Bane crew you can take Backclaw. So that's an option. And then good climbers, good flyers. Obviously, Catwoman is really good for climbing because you got the climbing claws, and movement 4 is actually quite nice with acrobat. So you have pretty good options, I think. I'm gonna let this. Okay. So just a lot of little bits and pieces here to this Scarecrow, Lobo, and Militia group. Yeah, you need some speed on that. You're absolutely right. You need some sort of objective runner. Let things dry here for a second. All right. So now it looks like the Reikland flesh is pretty much dry. So now we're gonna continue on with the skin. I'm just gonna paint another layer of. I think I need. I mean, it's okay. Yeah, baby's crying up there. Yeah, Bird Marks is that's a good set. Because you can, if you're playing Bane, that's the only sidekick you have access to. Which I'm sure you're explaining in the chat. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking up a little bit to see. So now just going to give, it's really just going to be 2 layers over this washed base coat. So let me show you what we're doing. We're going to just cook through it because this is dude flesh. Dude flesh is faster. It's a lot faster to paint than lady flesh. Lady flesh is a little more complicated. Dude flesh is just really well defined, so you always kind of know where to paint, you know how to paint. Okay, for Scarecrow, Arkham Knight for the sidekick, and Electrocutioner for the free agent. Electrocutioner is the he's sort of the Jello of the free agent pool because there's always room for him because of charismatic. I kind of want Electrocutioner so I can run him and a little Spark. And because, you know, Lil Spark is a Blackgate prisoner, you can run Lil Spark in almost any bad guy crew, essentially. I love that Blackgate prisoner set. It comes with Lil Spark. I think prisoners 3, 4, and 5, which I have kind of different code names for each of them. The bodyguard one, I call him Eric B. After Eric B and Rakim because he's standing in that like B-boy stance, which is awesome. And then you have the guy with the guy that's like taunting, has the 2 smoke grenades. And we got Cletus here. Looking mighty fine in them jeans. Look at Cletus. Cletus is awesome. Hey, boy. Gotta love Cletus. Okay. We are just cooking, people. Zaz Crew plus dot. Oh. Yeah. And I also really like Pig. Pig is a really cool box if you want to run that. You know. So it'll give you a nice free agent and some cool objective runners or bodyguards. Yep. I don't know. I swear I know this guy. This Mohawk guy. Like the expression on his face and that tilted head. I swear I've gamed with this guy before. Swear I've gamed with this guy. Hey, what's up, Dizzy Angel? So you finished your stream? Thanks for hopping on again. Okay. Actually, do I want to... this is going to look really weird right now, but I'm going to give him I'm going to give Dallas here a really, really, really fine highlight with heavy skin tone. Because I just want a really, really subtle highlight with for this African skin, and this will pay off later. Okay, cool. Yeah, the mouse sling was looking pretty awesome, I thought. Okay, so now let's move on to highlighting all this skin. So I like tanned highlight for this, for dude skin, and then if we wanted to, we can go one step higher than that. This should look pretty good. Oh, good, nice. You managed to finish the mouse sling. Very cool. Such a neat little, delicate little project. I've never been hired to do mice and mystics. It sounds like that would be kind of a fun commission. But you know, people want me to paint Bane here like Julie Andrews. You know what? I am probably going to want to go up one more level. Just a really, really fine, which we could totally do. Needs another coat of glaze, but you'll do it once it dries. Cool. Yeah, let's get this this tanned highlight down. Look at how swole this guy is. This guy's got like, I mean, he's got a chip on his shoulder, man. Like I would not. This guy was just standing here like this in front of me with his hammer out like that. I want to know like what street he's taken apart. This guy's no joke. The meme was great. Thanks for checking it out. Of course, we had to make that a meme, though. That was your suggestion. Super funny. And you know, the sad part is, once this guy hits the table, we won't be able to not think of that meme. I posted it in the local Batman group. So now all the locals know what I think of when we see Dark Knight Rises Bane. Okay. You can see the highlights come in. I do them pretty lightly, and then just kind of build a little bit more off of them. Yeah, I don't know what the client said about that meme. I'm sure he took it in good stride, but some Bane fans maybe not so much. But yeah. These guys are pretty cool though. I'm liking painting this this crew. Pretty fun. Now we're gonna do Cletus here. Cletus has been working out, is all I gotta say, man. This guy, he has been busy. He's not just thinking about how good you look in them jeans. Or maybe that is what he's thinking about. Maybe that's maybe that's what keeps him so ripped. He's think about how you look in them jeans, and then, you know, kind of motivates the man. Okay, go back here. But yeah, this is, you can see we're cooking through these minis pretty quick. We're just gonna, I mean, we're gonna make them look great for the tabletop. Doesn't matter what models we paint. What matters is our point. Hey, what's up, Adam? What is up, man? McGregor. So I'm going to have to come back in, kind of clean up his beret. I'm not really sure what's going on there. It's like I'm going to have to highlight it. Is the original Killer Croc any good? You know, honestly, I can't tell you because I've never seen him played. I can say stat-wise he looks okay. But I've never really had a plan for him. So I've never really had much occasion to field him or want to field him. You know what I mean? Usually when I build a crew, the free agent slots are kind of already spoken for because I love to field Catman. And I like other stuff too, but I really do like Catman and soon Owlman. And if I put Catman and Owlman together, that's 235 rep, which is crazy. Which means we're going to be looking at 3- and 4-man crews if I actually did that. And they're going to be terrible. They're not going to be very good. That is the price we pay, my friends. What will be interesting to note will be, you know, will Killer Croc, how will the new sewer rules affect Killer Croc? Because Killer Croc, you know, he has a lot of cool sewer rules, and they changed sewers quite a bit in second edition. So we'll see. All right, we are going to go up one more layer here, and we're going up to Caucasian flesh because why not? If we're going to go super swole, we're going to go super swole. All right, we're going to give Bane here just a little more character. So this is going to be a super fine highlight, just around the tops of the eyes, kind of feather it out. It's not flowing out so well, so I'm going to feather it out. And I'm going to have to like fight against this crew in the very, very near future here. And I'm not going to be able to concentrate because this guy's talking about how alive the hills are. And spinning around. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. If this were my Bane, I would be doing that and spinning. Like I would spin myself playing the game. As soon as this guy kills kills a Gotham City PD or something, just spin him around like that. That's all part of his strategy. He does read as a cheap heavy. Well, here's the thing, though. Like, my experience with stuff, I know we're like all over the place regarding topic, but my experience with the big beefy dudes like Gotham Butcher, Parademon, and those kinds of things. Yeah, they're huge. They can take a hit. They're combat rules are a little, I mean, and they're like, they're usually like strength 2. I think Killer Croc is strength 3, which is pretty damn good. I mean, not the Suicide Squad Killer Croc, the large Killer Croc. I believe he's strength 3. Pretty awesome, right? The thing is, my experience with these big guys is they usually, they're coming across the battlefield. Somebody's going to try to draw a bead on them. And then somebody, they're going to try to mow them down with ranged attacks. And then they're going to get in combat, tie something up. Usually I don't roll well enough to like steamroll a guy with like Gotham Butcher or Parademon or something. So to me, they're almost just more like mobile tanks than they are actual hitters. If I want actual hitters, for me, it's going to be more, along the lines of like a Strix, or somebody that's got handy heavy, handy sharp, obviously. I've been trying to like looking at fielding Ravager because I painted a Ravager recently. So, and just trying to come up with an excuse to field her. But she also looks like she looks like a reasonably good hitter. But the funny thing is, man, I don't think any of these people really line up with Strix. Strix is that freaking good, and I can't even. Yeah. Well, I just sounded like Tumblr right there. I literally can't even, you guys, with Strix. But 61 points and a henchman, and she's just capable of ridiculous stuff, right? Yeah, if you need a tank to tie stuff up, Croc is your guy, man. Throw him in the, he starts in the sewer, try to get him into the opponent's backfield, tie up something important back there, and give your front line a chance to take advantage, to capitalize on the game board. That sounded important. What was that? It's my phone. Let's see. What has been seen cannot be. People are leaving messages on the meme. Pretty funny. Okay. Okay. I don't know what happened here to McGregor. His face is kind of. He's almost kind of doing a Marty Feldman now with how sunken his eyes are. But he's doing okay. Okay. For anybody else, this guy here, Mohawk. Like, I cannot get over the tilt of his face. Like, I don't know. Mohawk cares, right? He cares. Look at him. Okay. All right. Good job, Mohawk. Okay. Anything else here? Anything else for us, Bane, before we move on to other stuff? You know what I want to do right now, while I got the gumption, is let's start working on the actual the brick herringbone base. And the way I do that is it's pretty simple. It's just like 3 colors. You can see it's kind of like a basalt gray. And then I'll go with heavy red and a chocolate brown or a leather brown. And we're just going to, I know it's weird. We're going to actually use more of like almost like a Southwest flagstone pattern. And I can't really explain why I decided to do this, but I started doing this on the on my Batman bases, and it just looks correct for some reason. I can't really explain it. So I'm just going to show you how we do it super fast. Again, I mean, all these techniques are around getting these minis ready to game. So I'm just going to start painting in the brick here. You don't have to be terribly precise. You just want to have, you know, a reasonable pattern. Right? Looks pretty good. Yeah, I'll do one here. Okay. So what I'm looking at is Scarecrow box, Pig box, and Killer Croc. Wow, that's pretty sweet. That's actually pretty nice. Like I said, I'm a fan of Professor Pig. Croc is kind of nice, though, because, you know, if you're going to field him as your free agent, you can go back there, try to score off objectives, tie something up. I don't know. Seems pretty cool, but I don't know. I guess my collection kind of developed along a totally different trajectory where I wanted to fit Catman in as many crews as I could, and I just sort of built around that concept that you know, Catman was important, and I needed more Catman in my life. Mostly a fear team. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, these guys, who knows? I mean, I might be able to get these back to the client on time just by how quickly they went. But it's so funny. So these guys, I'll finish these guys, then I'll finish Mansions of Madness, and then who knows? I got my mystery box, my Guild Ball mystery box today, and it was not very good. I got Hunters and Brewers, which not terribly excited for either team. The good news is I already have a buyer for the Hunters. The Brewers, I might actually paint, even though I already have that Brewers team in the kickoff box set. But the idea there might be, you know, paint a nicer looking set, because you know, I do still like the metal miniatures a little bit better. They're just better sculpts. They're clearer. And then you get all those little beer kegs that I used to hate. I hated it when people would commission me to paint Brewers, and I'd have to deal with all those beer kegs. But but I don't know. I mean, they do look really cool now. So so the thought there is, you know, I'll paint together. I'll put together and paint a decent Brewers team, and then you know, maybe just play a couple games with it and put on eBay, or even like maybe experiment with it, paint it an alternate color scheme. You know, maybe a little more Scottish. A lot of guys do like Brewers, like a full like green and red Scottish kilts and all that kind of stuff. I've also seen some really nice, like almost autumn themed Brewers, which are awesome. But I don't know what was worth getting that mystery box for me, though, is, let me show you. I gotta show you this, because, well, hold on. Let me at least finish what I was in the middle of doing. Just get a little excited, because I super amped. It's pretty cool. Looks pretty good. Okay. Let me get the rest of the reds on. We'll get to it. Super cool though. Just gonna have to trust me for just a moment. Ooh, see how that did not. No wonder why this was an extra base. It did not come out very good in the sculpting. It's okay. We'll make it look good. Again, here's another reason why this particular pattern I do actually works pretty nicely, because you can correct for some awful stuff like that. Did I just... Let's just put that there. Okay. Black with gold and white and yellow. That'd be kind of cool. The last ones I did were black and yellow. More like Wu-Tang Clan. But I was thinking, like, I was watching Dizzy Angel there paint that orange, really, really cool orange on her Mouseling. And I was like, man, I love painting orange. Like, if you guys see my the clown sets that I do for Joker and the Blackgate prisoners and all that kind of stuff, I love orange. For Relic Knights, you can see it on my my Star Nebula Corsair stuff. It just looks awesome. Okay, it's enough red. All right, let me show you what I got. Really cool. It was worth the whole thing. Oh, kick the thing. Maybe can I hide it or something? Nah, man, it should have been like right there. Interesting. I was so amped over it, I didn't see it. No, I totally like put it down somewhere. Hold on, it's here. We're getting it. Like where? Oh, no, didn't put it there. I just wanted to show it off because it's super cool. But now I cannot find it. So that's mildly upsetting, even though I know it's here. I just wanted to show it to you guys. Huh? Where would I stuck that thing? Did I leave it? No. Check one more thing before I sit back down and paint, I promise. Should have been here. Well, I can show you this. This isn't what I wanted to show you, but still. Because the other thing is cooler, in my opinion. But it's so cool, I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, I'll find it. But here's something else that's really cool. This is the Chibi Shark that was a Gen Con exclusive for Guild Ball. Look at the teeny little leg on that guy. But there he is. Super fun. Stick the little leg on there. Whoop. So I am probably going to offer this guy up as part of one of my Extra Life raffle prizes. So if you guys are supporting me on Extra Life, get a crack at this guy. And if you want, I can paint him for you too. So I'll add him to the raffle. But what I'm missing is I got a Chibi Honor and Marbles pin, and it's around here somewhere. I just can't find it for the life of me right now. But it's so cool. I absolutely love it. Hold on. Let me look one more time. Sorry, guys. I swear it's here. Man, yeah, who knows where that thing went? It is by far the coolest thing that happened from that order. Dude, it's here somewhere. So as you can see, I can't find. Oh, you never heard of Extra Life is really awesome, Dizzy. It's a children's hospital charity, and you're supposed to game or stuff for 24 hours straight. It's like a marathon, and you get people to sponsor you, and all the money goes to a local children's hospital. So for me, it's my local hospital down here in California, and it's just a really, really cool charity, super fun event. We get good support on this channel for it, and locally, a lot of the local guys like to participate because I usually throw in some pretty cool swag like that, and so it's they get a shot at some of the swag, and they're donating to a really good cause, so super fun. Except I can't find my pin. It's really upsetting. How do you find me on it? It's a good question. I think you can enter Play It Painted, or there's a if you look up Play It Painted, or you could look me up under my real name. If you look up Octave, you could probably find the only person named Octave running a campaign on there. So yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to some of this. But yeah, I would be more than happy to share that info with you, because and I would even say, you might be interested if you wanted to do a charity thing. It's super fun, and we could do a team or something. I've had like teams of people in the past, and being a team is cool. It's pretty casual, inside of like, okay, I'm going to run a campaign and I'm going to run a campaign. We may have a team goal or something like that, but super fun. Either, you can support your favorite gamer / painter or whatever on it, or you can run your own campaign. It's all pretty good. You can see I'm just adding the brown to there. But yeah, my Chibi honor pin, man, that thing is so cool. I didn't realize the Chibi honor pin has the mascot with it too, so it's honor and marbles. So it's her and the gorilla. Super cool. Yeah, and then if you want to contact me offline or anything like that, you can head over to my Facebook page and message me on my Facebook page, or if you find me on Extra Life, you can message me on there too. Either way, but I got to throw in some more cool stuff into the raffle. I still have some cool limited edition minis and stuff I can throw in. We can raffle those off. And then for people who have already donated, because they're the actual Extra Life event doesn't happen until November, but there are people that get on early, and I try to encourage people to donate early because they get involved in every raffle essentially. So like for my raffle, if you're in before October, you're in every raffle, which is awesome. And at some point, I'm going to have to raffle some of the September stuff. Oh, also for you Guild Ball fans, I also got an organized play kit in today, which is cool. So we can do, for the Extra Life event, we can also do like a mini tournament or some sort of organized play as part of the local event. And, we could also do like, you could buy, re-rolls with donations, maybe extra. I'd say you should be able to order or, purchase extra plot cards, which would be cool. Like you could, okay, well, if I pay, if you pay, if you donate $5, you get to keep all 5 of the plot cards that you draw. Stuff like that. I think that would be kind of cool. And we just play a tournament that way. I think that would be really fun. All right. Come on, Mohawk. Help me out here. Okay. So all that's done. Let's do a little bit of this detail work on Bane. Bane. So just a little more work on it. Kind of the straps of his mask. Yeah, it's funny. I got recruited into Extra Life like 3 or 4 years ago by a podcaster who does he had me on his podcast to talk about gaming and playing and painting and all that kind of stuff, and he did Extra Life and he kind of got me interested in it. And then I ran a campaign that year and really didn't have much expectations for how it would go, but the response from the community was outstanding, was amazing. You can hit up some of these miniature gaming companies as well because they like to sponsor you. Last year I had a few different sponsors from let's see, Ninja Division. I had also what's it called, Wild in the Streets, Slow Death Games. I forget whoever Ross was working for at the time. Forget what company that was. USAopoly. Right. He's working for IDW now, so I'll hit him up and say, hey, does IDW want to sponsor me this year? And then also, what's it called? Wargamma, Mr. Dandy. He's like a perennial sponsor of mine. Super good guy. So anyway, super fun. I really hope that you do look into it because it's a lot of fun. So some more work here on Mohawk. So we kept the color palette really, really limited. And I think that's a good thing for these because these are, for the most part, these are just thugs. This is driving me crazy though. Like this ridged, it's almost like thermal underwear that they're wearing. It reminds me of Scorpion from the Spider-Man comics. It looks like they're all kind of dressed like Scorpion from the Spider-Man comics. And you got McGregor. So, yeah. what else did I get in that Guild Ball set? So yeah, I got an organized play kit, which is cool because then we've got a limited edition mist that we can fight for, and then when the Growth League stuff comes out, I should have one of those kits coming in. And then the rest of it is just, I don't know, we're probably going to do Batman stuff too. So it's a lot to kind of look forward to. Man. Let's do a little bit of white on Bane's outfit here. Just some white highlighting on, right? Just so. It's got kind of a good outfit there. Okay, let's do this. Oh, you know what? I can actually, let's work on this guy a little bit because he's actually the most lacking guy right now. And he has orange, an orange kind of vest that he wears. So, like I said, we were talking about, well, Dizzy was talking about the oranges she likes. So I'm assuming lava orange is up there. Really cool color. I really like this one, Orange Fire, from Vallejo Game Color. So I'm going to use Orange Fire. And then we got to paint in the Venom Dose stuff. So Orange Fire is pretty light, but you'll see what I do. I usually I'll paint in a light coat of this Orange Fire. And it's not going to cover very well. And I'm not really expecting it to be honest with you. I want to get an orange, almost like an orange tint on there. Because we're going to let that dry. And then I'm going to use the Army Painter as kind of a shade for it. And that usually looks pretty cool when you're doing that. That's funny. Back here, it's actually exposed skin down there. And then he also has the gloves. Some of these guys have gloves that I need to paint in. Actually, a lot of them. Come on. You know, the bases look like crap right now. You gotta just trust me. Trust in the process. It's gonna look fine. What I like about this client is he trusts me implicitly. So when I tell him I'm gonna change the color scheme a little bit, or I'm gonna make some minor adjustments to the paint job, he's just like, yeah, just go for it. You know what I mean? It's cool when you have clients that really like that trust you and like your work. And so when you tell them I'm gonna make a modification or something, it's really not a big deal. They're just, sure, thank you for the heads up, essentially. I mean, because you got to tell them. You can't just do it. But, you know, they're always really appreciative of that. Oh man, I gotta do. Hold on. Oh. I'm gonna just do a little bit of highlight here on the sleeves. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Who else has black gloves? McGregor does. McGregor has black gloves. A lot of them have black gloves. Right? Anybody else? Cletus, he kind of has black gloves. Okay. Anybody else? That's it. I think that is everybody. Okay. So now, actually, whoa, just caused like a massive avalanche of the minis. Okay. That happens. That's what happens. You're just painting away here. Okay. Let that go. Jeebus. Is everybody going to fall over tonight? What's going on? Bent his gun a little bit. So, go home, Bane. You're drunk. Okay. E. Right there. Okay. And then let's take this lava orange and just kind of run it. Like I said, it's going to be like a shade color. So we're just going to paint basically the underside of all the vest ridges here. So I'm just going to paint it in all the crevices and really just let that orange kind of speak for itself there. Oops. There we go. Okay. All right. Still with me? Cool. Okay. So now we're going to take that sort of brownish. It needs a little more black in it. Let's put a little more black in that. We're going to take that kind of umber glaze that we made last night. We're going to add some black to it. And we're going to use it to shade the base here. Okay, so it's going to blend in the brown and the red and the gray, kind of make them, like, tone them down a little bit and let them blend with each other. And then furthermore, you can, like on this particular model, you can also use it on the model if you want to have just a little more definition on the model. This guy actually has quite a bit going on though. So we're just going to do a little bit, leave him there. This guy here, I still need to do all the venom dose stuff, but it's not going to prevent me from doing this part right now. I'm telling you, we're going to make it, man. These guys are just about done. This is pretty wild. Pretty wild. I don't need to do much else there. Now for Dallas here, you can even use the glaze to kind of glaze his skin, the African skin. It's going to look really nice. See? So it does a really good job of that too. Again, this is almost like just a big umber wash going over specific parts of the model. Let's do this. You can even do a little bit there on the mohawk, a little bit there on the beard, and then on the wooden handles here, do that. Okay. Now we got Bane again. Okay, it's looking good. Let's do this guy. Yeah, the crew is going to look solid when we put it all together. I'm going to get a couple of bright greens to do the Titan Dose stuff with while this stuff is all drying. Okay, so now let's move back to this guy. You forgot the brown bricks on the first model? I did. This guy. You're right, I did. No, I've got a couple on there, but I didn't finish. Going a little too fast. That's what happens. Yeah, it's not too bad. There we go. There. Okay. Thank you. This is what happens. You're speed painting. You're just like, here, we're going to finish these guys. We're so close. Thank you for pointing that out. I really do appreciate that. Okay. Let's grab a couple of really cool greens. Those are both really cool greens. We got a scorpion green and a livery green. And let's get some Titan Dose goodness on these. So you don't need to do too much, honestly. It's just, I'm just going to paint the lines in there where they're coming in. Right. It's about as simple as it gets. Paint those lines in. Okay. And if you want, you can do a little tube here across the front. You know, like it's like a camel pack, but for steroids. All right. So there's that. I don't even know. Well, let's do. In fact, let's not do livery green. I want to do something a little lighter, just to highlight. So I'm going to do a color called verdigris, which is just like an edge highlight here and there, just to kind of give it a little bit of a glow. Yeah, thank you for catching that, because I hadn't been back to that model in a while. That guy was, his tactical armor was really simple, so he was basically done. So now I'm just I like using verdigris as kind of a highlight for this stuff. It just gives it a nice, like, glowing type look, almost like Reanimator. Okay, so now I need to find the most difficult color to find in my drawer here. I can find it. Oh, where did it go? It's always so elusive. The color I'm referring to is black. Okay. There's still some detail stuff to do. In fact, let me clean up a couple of things too. So a little bit of a edge highlight on Cletus's hat. So now that's off screen. There we go. And a little bit of edge highlight on McGregor's beret. It's weird that, why does it have texture up there? I don't even, it's just weird. And finally, let's do a quick little highlight right there. Right? Just to let them know that we're still here. Okay. And now we're gonna paint all the base stuff. Overall, nice quick job. The client wanted a reasonably simple color palette, color scheme, but he wanted them to look good. And I think these are going to look good. They're good. This is what was like a tabletop quality. And frankly, these are just kind of military guys, so they're pretty simple. Right? So tomorrow, I'll seal these up. Actually, later today. It's got to be what, like 3 or 4 a.m. out where you're at, Dizzy? You are really burning the midnight oil here, aren't you? I normally only sleep about 4 or 5 hours a night. That's usually good enough for me. If I sleep, if I sleep too much, 3:55. Yeah, we're gonna be out of here soon. Just gonna knock these out real quick. But usually, if I get more than, say, 6 hours of sleep, I wake up and I feel sick, like I feel ill. So for me, the sweet spot's right around 5 hours of sleep, which I should get tonight. Tomorrow, my boys they got a little bit of a cough, and we're playing a little close to the vest right now, so because we got a new sitter, and we don't want, we just don't want our kids to be uncomfortable in their first week with the new sitter. So I'm going to stay home tomorrow and entertain the kids. Are you doing a camo pattern on them? No, not really. I mean, I can come back and do that. I don't know. I think they look pretty good without it. What I'll do is I'll paint these up, show them to the client, and say, look, do you want? We can do a camo pattern on them, but frankly, I think it will. Well, I don't know. He might say he could go either way. I think. I'll just ask him. Because if we're not doing a camo pattern, I can have these all sealed up and back to him by tomorrow so that he can, because tomorrow's usually our game day. So he could be playing these tomorrow or as early as tomorrow. If not, and he's like, no, I want camo pattern. Well, then I can work on them, give them probably just another night really. And then they'll be done. I mean, I would also probably come back in and do a little more detail work on, not so much Bane, because Bane doesn't have, this Bane just, you paint his coat in and you paint his face in, and that's about it. But guys like McGregor, he's got a little bit more detail to him. Cletus, it's actually really cool. He's got more detail to him that I could be working on. But we'll see. Let's see what the client has to say. Yeah, camo would take some time. I mean, I would probably go a 3-color camo pattern instead of a 4. It really should be a 4 with the kind of green that I used. There should be a little bit of like a sandy white in there, a black, and a reddish color, a red or a brown color. But I'd probably do 3-color. Because I think the studio art is really just kind of a green. The camo where they have it is either green and black or Dallas, I think, has orange pants. So it looks like Roadblock from G.I. Joe. Kind of orange and black camo. This power armored guy. It's the weirdest looking dude. Cool. And then this guy, yeah, this guy usually has, I think, orange pants. Could be wrong. But they definitely look more unified now with a stronger green color scheme to them. And we'll see if the client's cool with that or if they want camo. Okay. Oh, thank you. It's really kind of weird looking, but I guess it works. Okay. Oh, by the way, yeah, here's oh, never mind. Can't fit it in frame. But yeah, suffice it to say, I do have the Masterson wet palette, but I just use the cheapest little like foil baking tin with I get one of those orange like super absorbent chamois towels from Home Depot, and they're huge. Like you're gonna want to cut a little square out of it to fit in one of those tins, and you just put it in the baking tin, and it's got its own plastic lid, and it looks fantastic. I mean, it works it works better than the Masters because it keeps a deeper volume of air in there, and the towel itself absorbs better than or retains water better than the sponge, and it's easier to clean. You know, when your wet palette starts to get a little moldy or whatever, you got to add, you can add a little bleach to it, or you can clean it out. But that towel is nice. I just wring the towel. I wash the towel out in warm water and wring it out, and it's fantastic. It's fine. Like there's more that we could do here. Like this guy could have, I could do the grenades a different color. I could do a little more detail around the armor plates and that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's definitely a lot more I could be doing if we wanted to do a little bit more than like a standard tabletop. But I think these guys look fine. Again, I'll show them to the client, and he can decide. But there's your guy right there. Yeah, you can clean it. I'm sorry. I said bleach, right? No, you can. It's vinegar. Yeah, you can use vinegar to clean it out. The Masters sponge, though, I was doing that, and it would just get torn up. It would just get shredded because I paint quick. I usually paint, clean it out, switch the parchment, and then the next night I've got a different thing on there. So anyway, yeah, but this is what we're looking at. I think overall they look good. Bane looks good. The weird armor guy looks good. We'll call it here, and we'll see what the client says. I probably won't. Well, I don't know. I might be streaming tomorrow if we if I can get back to doing some Mansions of Madness or something else. I'll do something for myself, I think. But otherwise, I'm going to call it. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thanks for tuning in guys. Yeah, thanks for checking it out. Again, if you want to look at my Extra Life stuff, it's under Play It Painted, or you can message me on my Facebook. I think Facebook/Play Painted. And yeah, we'll just go from there. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Have a good night.